Hello, hi everybody. I hope you are doing great, patrons. What's up? So it is NFNELSON for those that are here for the first time, and welcome to my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for, but just click on that subscribe button to get notifications with for posts concerning our Petron Pay. Okay. So tonight we are going to be talking about something really, I presume is really sensitive when it comes to our Petron Pay account. Okay. So that's why you see me magnify this stuff. Let me just okay. So you can see the whole show right now. Good. So what is all these jargons about? What is all this jig jag? You know, what's all these things about? Okay, so that is going to lead us to our topic for today, for what we're discussing today, and I believe it's a really sensitive topic. So I want you to take your time and watch the video right up to the end, and do not forget to subscribe. Okay, good. So tonight we'll be talking about 2FA. I'm sure you've seen it or heard it. Okay, if you're a member with this Petron Pay platform, I'm sure you've seen it or heard it because it's highlighted everywhere on our accounts. Okay, so on our screen you can see a phone, the screen of a phone with some two 6-digit blue scary numbers, and another part from the left hand side which has to do with this QR code, and Google Authenticator is highlighted. So what is all this about? So this is actually called 2FA Authenticator. Okay, so if you have a Petron Pay account, you must have seen activate your 2FA Authenticator, or do this and do that with your authenticator, blah blah blah. So what is that all about? So that is what we're going to be breaking down today. So we'll be talking first of all about what 2FA is. Secondly, how to activate 2FA. Thirdly, when you will be required to use 2FA, and the last thing is how to deactivate 2FA in Petron Pay. That is what we'll be talking about today. Okay, so just fasten your seatbelts and let's travel on that journey. Good. So on my screen, we can see clearly a desktop, which asks us to put in a code, and the code comes from your phone. So that brings us to what is 2FA. Good. So 2FA is actually kind of like an extra security measure for online accounts, which goes past just your username and your password. So that is exactly what it is. It's like an extra layer of security. So you don't just want to get past your password and your username and land into your dashboard. So this thing called 2FA, which is actually two-factor authentication, was created and designed to help users, to help users of accounts that are very sensitive or have really, how will I put it, some kind of information you don't want to share or let it leak out there just anyhow, to add this to your account. So how does it work? You might like, the next thing is, isn't it the same as just having a password to your account? No, the thing about 2FA is it proposes to you, it generates random passwords. With 2FA is actually 6-digit passwords. Okay, so it generates it over like every 10 seconds. It makes a new password. So if you have an account such as this one, okay, and you connect this account to a 2FA application, what actually happens is, after you put in your username and your password to get into your account, you will need to put in the current authenticator code on your 2FA before you can actually get into the dashboard of your account. So that is exactly how it works. So regarding the sensitivity of our accounts with Petron Pay, the administrators and the developers of Petron Pay made this security measure an option for Petron Pay subscribers or Petron Pay members, because you need it. Sometimes you have accounts that can host about $4,000 to $6,000. You just don't want to take the risk or take the chance of allowing anyone to get into your account just after they have your password and your username. Okay, so Petron Pay made this available. So that is exactly what Google Authenticator or 2FA is when it comes to Petron Pay. Okay, for us to understand this better, I'm going to show you something on an account. So take for example, this is an account with Petronpay. Okay, so I'm just going to use one of my accounts. Let me see this. Good. I'm going to put in my password. Login. Boom. I'm going nowhere. You see that? So after putting in your password, I'm sure on your account you could easily bypass. You wouldn't have this stage. Okay, if you didn't have 2FA activated with your account, you wouldn't have the stage. You just go straight into your dashboard. But me, I have to put in an account. I put in a code. It's called Google Authenticator code. All right. So it's a 6-digit code, and the code is actually on my phone. I just open it now on my phone, and it's a 6-digit code, and this code changes every 10 seconds. Trust me. So there's no way someone can get your previous 2FA code and log into your account. For example, you can see these are previous 2FA codes, but the code changes like every time. So you can't just bypass my account just like that. So even if you manage to get my password, you can get my 2FA code, because first of all, you need to get my phone, and secondly, you need to put it just when it's valid within 10 seconds. So watch this. I'm going to put in the next one here. Okay, I got it. You see, I made it into my account. You see this? Now this is an account, and on this account, right, I have 2FA activated. So the first place you're going to see 2FA is right here on the dashboard, just beneath your binary points. You're going to see this. This is it. Your 2FA is active. Okay. So that is the first place you're going to see 2FA. And when it's active, it shows green right here. Okay. So I'm working on this account. Don't watch at my ROI percentage. I'm going to activate this pretty soon, just before you subscribe under this channel. Okay, so that is it. So I'm sure on your account, if you haven't activated 2FA, here is red, and it's going to say your 2FA is not activated. That is what you're going to say. And on the left hand side, this left side drop down, this left side menu, you're going to see 2FA here. 2FA activate. You're going to see it here on this, but you can't see it now because this account has it active already. So that is the first part. That is how you can activate 2FA. Okay, that is how you activate it with Petron Pay. And so going to how to activate 2FA, you need to just go to your Play Store or your Google, your App Store, and download and type 2FA and download it, activate it. Okay, once you download it and install it on your phone, you can log into your account, and I'm going to show you an account which hasn't got 2FA activated now. Now I'm moving to this account. These are all my accounts, and let me see, let me try it again. I'm just using this so I can elaborate to you. Okay, this account has 2FA activated also. So I'm going to log out and take another account without 2FA activated. This one, I presume. Bingo. So this account is one of my other accounts, and this account hasn't got 2FA. Now, if you're watching on the left-hand side of this menu, you're going to see something like this. Remember, we didn't see it in the previous account, right? So it tells you to activate your 2FA. Now, if you come down here, you're going to see 2FA not configured. Remember, I told you about that, right? So what you're asking yourself is, how do I configure 2FA at this point? Is it necessary to configure 2FA? Frankly speaking, you are not obliged to configure to activate 2FA, because it has its advantages, just like it has its inconveniences. Okay, you want to take your time to learn about 2FA so you don't get yourself in trouble. But usually we recommend our referrers or downlines not to bother about activating 2FA. Honestly speaking, if you're not very good with manipulating telephones, or dealing with computer, don't just bother yourself. I mean, your password and your username is sufficient to take care of your account. But if you have someone using the same phone as you or sharing the same laptop, and you were scared that they might, somehow get access to your password, get into your Petron Pay account, and take off everything, you might want to consider activating this. But without that, do not bother yourself, because we're going to talk about the inconveniences later. So that is it. So it is not an obligation to activate 2FA. Okay, that being said, how to activate 2FA. So if you choose to activate 2FA, this is the how part. So what you do is click on this right here. It takes you to this part. Now, before you do anything further, you need to take your phone, open your Play Store or your App Store, and download an application called 2FA. Just type in Google 2FA. You're gonna get an application. You have different proposals. All of them do the same operation. Okay. Now, during the installations in your phone, it's going to tell you to put in the first account you want to configure the 2FA the 2FA with. So then it's going to propose a scan. So you're going to take your phone the same way you do with WhatsApp. When you're trying to use WhatsApp web on your laptop, you're going to do the same thing here. So you scan this. Once you scan it, it's going to generate an automatic code, and then you put the code in here. It's a 6-digit code. So if you're trying it right now, that is exactly what it's going to do. Then you take confirm. Okay, so these are codes which I had before. So you're just going to put anything. For example, if I try something and I take confirm, it's going to reject it. Okay, it is not a valid token because it has to be unique and it has to be active. Remember, I said the code lasts for just 10 seconds, so you use it every now and then. Okay, so that is how you activate. So if you've done it, you put in this code, it takes confirm, it's going to take you straight back into your dashboard. So that is how to activate GFA. Now, how to use 2FA. At the beginning of this, I mentioned how to use 2FA. For an account that already have a 2FA, how to use it? When are you going to need it? First of all, if I log into an account which has already, like the first one we did, login, bingo. So this is the first time you're going to use 2FA, and you're really going to get used to it because you will need it every time. Like, for example, this account, I need my 2FA to be active on my phone right now. I'm using it on my phone right now, and I'm looking for the code right now on my phone to put it in here. So the code in here is and don't repeat. Okay, this is a 6-digit before it takes me into my account. So that's how you're going to use it, and you use it every time you log into this account and log out of it. So that already is kind of like an inconvenience. You don't want to make yourself go through that all the time, but to some of us it is not a problem. So that is how that's the first part you're going to use. You're going to need it. On the second part, where you're going to need it always, when you come to my accounts, take for example your account, and you want to do any modification or editing on this account. For example, changing your name. That is my full name. So maybe I spelled my name wrongly and I wanted to change it to, we'll spell my name with a small letter. Let me change it to something, to capital. Yeah, because I'm a big boy too. Okay, so I wanted to do that change. If I wanted to change my wallet ID, which most of the times you have reasons to do so, you will need to put in Google Authenticator code. So you can't effect any change without your Google Authenticator code. Okay, so take for example, I made these changes and I come here and I save changes without including this. First of all, it's going to oblige me to put in a code. So I'm just going to put in anything here. The 6-digit. You watch that? I just did anything. So that token probably is not valid, of course. So when you scroll down, what does it tell you? 2FA.2FA.token invalid. That's what's up. So you need to put in something that is valid. So what you need to do, you open your phone, your 2FA Authenticator app again, read the current code, then do your editing. So I'm going to do my editing again. You see, it didn't take it. So that's why everything going back to small letters. Okay, so everything is in capital letters now, and then I put in my code. So what is my code? Let me put in my code, which I read from my phone right now. 682.823. Good. I want you to notice the changes. Save changes. Good. You see that? I got it. Now everything is in capital. Everything is big, just like me. So these are the two instances where you're gonna you need Google Authenticator code. Okay. So that being said, how do I deactivate my Google Authenticator? This is the last part, and I believe is the most sensitive part. So how to deactivate my Google Authenticator? Unfortunately, brothers and sisters, unfortunately, patrons, Petron Pay does not provide the option. If anyone tells you the contrary to what I tell you now, they are probably not well informed or they are misinforming you. Petron Pay does not provide the option to manually change or deactivate your 2FA. So once activated, it is forever activated to that account. Sadly, the case. Okay, so we are making petitions and reports to Petron Pay to kind of provide this option. I mean, I might be tired of always wanting to put in another password before logging into my account, or I may have a problem and I want to log in without going through the 2FA kind of shit. But I don't have that option. So why do they deprive us of things like that? If you can change your password, you should be able to deactivate, right? So you're going to join us also in this petition, writing to Petron Pay, telling them to provide an option for subscribers to change or deactivate their 2FA, because trust me, it's very, very dangerous if you lost your phone. If you lost your phone or misplaced something and you lost connection with your phone, that is this account. You can't log into this account anymore. Okay, so these are the dangers of using 2FA. It's good because it protects your account. It keeps it like really personal to you and you only. No one can have access to this cash without your permission. But at the same time, it's really risky because if you lost contact with your phone, there is no way you can access your account. So that is the dangers of using 2FA. So join us in writing petitions. But as it is right now, if you are in a position where you've lost contact with your phone and you cannot access your account because you don't have your 2FA code, the only proposition we can give you right now is to write Petron Pay. You can't get that problem solved on our WhatsApp platform. Okay, we just give advice on how to face certain challenges people face on Petron Pay with Petron Pay. The Zoom calls cannot solve this problem. This is an administrative problem. It's actually a developer's problem. They need to go into the database and change it manually. Like use just your email address, figure out the code and maybe deactivate it or something. But what you need to do is write to them at support@petronpay.com. That is what we recommend that you do. Write Petron Pay at support@petronpay.com. Okay, so we're going to write that somewhere in the description below, and you can just email them and wait for your response. Okay, so that was it with 2FA. It was a very long video. I didn't think we were going to talk this much. So first of all, let me log out of this. Good. So I hope you like this video, and please remember to subscribe to our channel and share this video to others who may have the same problem. Okay, and join us in writing to Petron Pay the same petition. Together we can make a change. I believe that's kind of a political kind of saying. Kind of cool. Makes me look good, man. I feel good about that. Okay, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a blessed day, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you, and keep making that money and let that money make you look good as well.